Not too sure where to start with that, to be honest, but Manchester United's top four hopes are almost impossible now after Manchester United's horrific defeat to Wolves. The second in a matter of weeks. Not good enough for Manchester United. Fucking not good enough. And we don't deserve to get top four, not at all. Horseshit we've been in the last few weeks. And we've started this game a lot better than we have in recent games, and we've completely and utterly thrown this away. Not taking our chances, not scoring enough goals at Manchester United, and shit at the back, letting too many goals in this season, and that was the story of the game, to be honest. A horrendous mistake from Fred and De Gea to allow an equaliser from Wolves after Manchester United scored from a very well taken goal from McTominay. We started the bright of the teams, we were on the front foot, we were attacking in numbers, and I thought, this is a lot different to what we've seen in the last few games. We've not been good enough in the last few games, not good enough against Watford. And I thought this is a lot better for Manchester United, but squandered too many chances. And this is a problem for Manchester United. We've not got nowhere near enough goals this season. Really not good enough for Manchester United. And one of our main problems is when you look at the goal scorers that Manchester United have got this season, nobody's got a decent amount of goals at Manchester United, which is very, very poor from Manchester United. It really is. You look at all the other top teams up near the top, vying for the top four places, or vying to win the title. Every one of their top leading scorers has got a hell of a lot of goals, 20 plus goals in all competitions. And Manchester United don't have that. We don't have that ruthless player up front that's going to take the chances. And we've squandered chances. Lukaku's missed good chances today. He does miss his fair share of chances. And I don't know if he's the man that's going to lead the line for Manchester United for years to come. I really don't think that that's going to happen for Manchester United. But other players, Jesse Lingard squandered a good chance today that should have scored. And it's cost Manchester United because we've let that horrendous equaliser in the first half. And then Ashley Young, who should never be playing for Manchester United, did make an error and make a second bookable offence and got himself sent off. Now I can understand any player, that can happen to any player. I've had so many players down the years that have got themselves sent off. But Ashley Young should not be playing for Manchester United, period. There is no way Ashley Young should be playing for Manchester United. But the problem is, week in, week out, we've got too many players in and around this squad. And I said this in the preview, that we've got too many players that are squad players. We need to bring in players, 3 or 4 world-class players. And that is why I believe that Manchester United are going to fail again in the summer, because I am not confident that Manchester United are going to do what is needed in the summer to get this team back even good enough for the top 4. We need 3 or probably 4 world-class players in that Manchester United team. We need another attacking player, at least someone like a Jadon Sancho. We probably need a prolific goal scorer. We definitely need a right back. We definitely need a centre back, and that's without thinking of whether we need a midfielder or not. But these players that Manchester United need to bring into the team need to be world-class players. There is no point in Manchester United bringing in players like we did last summer in the likes of Fred, Delot and Lee Grant. There is no point in that. These players are squad players that we are playing. Some of these players are having to feature week in, week out, whether that's from the starting lineup or from the bench, and it's not good enough for Manchester United. It hasn't been all season, and the honeymoon period come to an end for Solskjaer, and now we played better today than we did against Wolves in that game in the FA Cup. Yes, we did. Certainly first half, and even second half, we were dominating the game until Ashley Young got sent off. I know that, but we're still not good enough. In recent weeks, we haven't been good enough, not at all. The honeymoon period ended for Solskjaer, and now this is 3 defeats in the last 4 games, which just isn't good enough for Manchester United. And I don't know where Manchester United go, because we're not getting top 4 this season. We've got players that do not want to sign new contracts, do not want to play for the club. Paul Pogba doesn't want to stay at the club, which has been reported, and it's seen in his body language and his play on the pitch these last few games. De Gea doesn't want to stay and sign a new contract. And to be honest, I don't blame these players. Certainly De Gea, he's given Manchester United a number of years, and we've been fucking dog shit for the last few years. And now it's going to be another season of Europa League. Now, we go into that game against Barcelona, and if we play deterred again. We're going to get hammered because, let's be honest, we're coming up against the greatest player for me of all time in Lionel Messi, who is an absolute fire at the moment. And I'm sorry, but he is going to tear this Manchester United defence to shreds. And people on Sky or wherever people are saying that Manchester United's defence has improved massively since Solskjaer's come in. It hasn't. It's still, the flaws are still there for Manchester United. We've seen this. Even when Manchester United have been winning games before, we've seen the flaws in the defensive areas against Tottenham Hotspur when we beat them 1-0 at Wembley. David Hare to pull off 10 or more saves in that game, and that game could have easily been Tottenham's win, easily. We've really rode our luck in this run under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and yes, it was great for how long it lasted, and it's come crashing down these last few weeks certainly in terms of results. Whether some of the performances you can question are better than under Jose Mourinho, the results over the last few weeks haven't been good enough. 3 defeats in 4 games. You can't argue that they've been good results at all. And I just don't know where we're going to go from here. Obviously, the season has come to an end now for Manchester United. You can't realistically think that Manchester United are going to get through that tie against Barcelona in the Champions League. And bar an absolute miracle, Manchester United will be playing Europa League football next season, which, to be honest, is such a kick in the nuts. But it was expected when Jose Mourinho got the sack. I never thought that we would even have that little bit of optimism that we did under Solskjaer at the start. But I think Manchester United did rush into the appointment of Solskjaer a bit too early. I think we should have waited till the end of the season and then re-evaluated it. I'm not saying he isn't the man for the job. I just, to be honest, I don't know who is the man for Manchester United to take this club forward. There is a massive summer ahead, and I'm not confident that Solskjaer and the board will get the adequate players into Manchester United that we need in order to take Manchester United forward. And I'm still not, I don't know, maybe Solskjaer is the best thing since sliced bread, but I'm still not 100% convinced on Solskjaer. I mean, he basically had to get the job because there's no one else out there. I mean, that is the reason why I would have given him the job, because I just don't know who else we could have given it to. There are other top managers out there in world football. Antonio Conte is available, but he wouldn't come to Manchester United, and Manchester United wouldn't want him. So, I mean, would a manager like Allegri even consider of coming to Manchester United? Probably not, in the state that Manchester United are going into the Europa League. So, we've gone for the guy that really wanted the job and is going to have to take Manchester United forward for at least the first few months next season and see how it goes. But at this moment in time, there are bleak times for Manchester United ahead still. There's no way that this is going to go smoothly for Manchester United. It was too good to be true that it was going so smoothly at the beginning, and I did actually say that it was just going too good to be true for it to continue for a long period of time, a sustained period of time. But we will just have to wait and see what happens next. But it does look like Manchester United will be playing in the Europa League next season. It is a kick in the nuts, but it's thoroughly deserved. Manchester United, over the course of this season, have been so poor and don't deserve it. Maybe we were a bit unlucky. Well, we just didn't take our chances this evening, which has really cost Manchester United. And it is disappointing because Manchester United have created a number of chances in that first half in order to put the ball in the back of the net. But were we good enough to beat Watford? Probably not. So maybe it evens itself out a bit in terms of that we would probably deserve to probably at least draw against Watford. So, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. We haven't. It's just what it is, and we just have to move on. But I think the season's done and dusted now. Tottenham aren't going to drop points against the likes of Crystal Palace like we are against Wolves. And Manchester United have still got really difficult games on the horizon. We've still got to play Chelsea at home, which, are we going to beat them? Who knows? We've got Man City at home. We've got Everton away. These are all difficult games that Manchester United could lose. So we're not getting that top 4. Let's just be honest about it. We'll have to just go again in the summer and hope that this time around Ed Woodward and Solskjaer get the right players into Manchester United. We've had too many Marshalls, Freds, Delos that are okay players, but are they the quality that Manchester United need to take us back to the pinnacle of English football? Not at all. Too many of them players have come into the Manchester United team over the last few years in signings and just not hacked it. We've got to get it right in this summer. So, I don't know where we go from here. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on tonight's game. How disappointed are you that top 4 races pretty much got done and dusted for Manchester United? Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.